So this is part one. Fenders, front fender, front splash pan, spreader bar, license plate from 1956. And this is the right fender. Let's see. A certain, a fair amount of heavier rust. It is surface rust. It's not through at all, but it's kind of it's pretty grungy. As I said, it's largely surface. On the left side fender, all good. Surface rust light all the way up, all the way. I'll turn these around in a second, but holes for the headlight bar, nice shape, undamaged. The bead, there's a hole there, not bad. The bead doesn't seem to be kind of hard to tell. The girls look like they painted it with house paint, so oh well. Anyway, same condition over here on the light bar holes. These marks here are where I found very light bumps that could be tapped out pretty readily, I think. Nothing through, nothing bigger than a 1/16 or an 1/18 of an inch. You can't even feel them on this side, but I think what I did is I looked on the other side. We'll go back over that. The apron, the front frame radiator apron is in excellent condition. So nice it might be reproduction. I don't know. Second dance. Oh no, it's the real thing. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, time to flip these things over and we'll have a look at the front side, top side. Back to the right side front fender. That paint, that house paint is very tough to see through. But here we are. The holes that go into the frame are in beautiful condition. And kind of have to be careful so it doesn't flop around. More bolt holes, all in perfect shape. This was a reasonably well cared for Model A until it was taken over by teenagers, and then Katie barred the door. Try to get back here and give a little better picture. Okay, there you go. So I would say that, you know, it's a little light, very light work. These things are ready to go on a nice street rod. Left hand fender, front fender. Holes all good, up and down. This is original paint. There's a lot of that on this car where it was covered. And I would say, you know, that the worst thing that happened to it was the house paint. Again, the other side of the bars. Okay, more sheet metal from the Model A. This is the hood, obviously. Hardly any rust. I'll show you the back side of it in a minute. The hinge in the middle got a little rusty, and I had to oil it to get it moved. It didn't take forcing, just took metal. The lower panels that have the louvers in them, this side, the right side, is in, I'd say, really good shape. Maybe at the back there may be a bend or two, I'm not sure. On this side, it's going to need a little work on them. They're not quite even. You could probably figure out a way to do that without having a body man bust his hump. The hinge, the little tie downs, or whatever they call them, they're in pretty good shape. There's your lifter rod. I will say this, the panel, the lower panel has kind of an irregular shape to it. You're going to have to put that, I think, maybe between a couple of boards and clamp them together to get it to straighten out. I think the same is true in the back. Yeah, it has a little dip in it. So it's going to take a little work to bring this side around, but good steel, good chance it'll come out nicely. View of the inside of the hood. As you can tell, this side is very straight down that way, but down here on the longitudinal, there's a kink in it. So this right side is going to need a little work also. Left side, not too bad. Yeah, but it has a little bow here, and down at the bottom there's a tweak. Anyway, virtually no rust in this thing. Tiny bit of surface rust. Yeah, nothing to worry about. This is the front window for the Model A. The glass is maybe shot. I don't know. It's safety glass. I'm surprised. I didn't know they had safety glass in the 1930. But it definitely is. Has a plastic layer in the middle between two sandwiched between the glass. It has, I don't know how these things hinge, but it has the little pads there for the thing that locks the windows open. And I have those, what we call them hinge parts on both sides. And they're in one of those boxes that you're going to see in a minute. So on the front, I'll flip it around so you see the front. It's kind of hard to do them with one hand. So this is the front of the windshield. And appears that these might be holes that hold maybe the windshield wiper on. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they didn't have two of them in those days, but and then you see a number of holes on this frame, which are no doubt the hinge holes. And I don't know whether a hinge is included or not. Just haven't seen one. So park this way. Not bad rust. I assume it's a steel frame. Oh, something just fell out. One of these. Oh, it's a rubber, part of the rubber grommet. That would be replaced anyway, I'm sure. So, that rubber is really old and hard. Anyway, that's the windshield, and more parts to come. Oh, the headlights and the light bar between the fenders to mount the headlights on. These are stamped Ford twin light, I believe. Obviously, they've had a 6-volt headlight conversion at some point in their life. I said it's 6-volt, and I assume they are. Notice that the little clip down here for popping that thing out will take the rim off on both of these. I believe they're a stainless bucket. These are not on tight, they're on very loosely, but I think I can flip them around and show one hand. Hang on. Turned out to be easier to flip them over by hand instead of... Anyway, no dents. They look to be in perfect condition. Don't know if the camera will pick that up. It says Ford 2-light headlamp. Okay. Same on the other side. No visible dents. Reflection of me in there. So there you have it. Pretty good stuff. Okay, fender running board splash aprons. This is the left side. Pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. The paint is probably the original paint. That is the paint, the black paint. For some reason they didn't hit with their roller and husk paint. The running boards do not have any rubber on them. but they're in good straight condition, and they have little end caps. Let's see, I'll turn this around for a look at surface rust. The mounting holes that go on those frame mounts are in nice shape. A little bit of surface rust, hardly anything, nothing to worry about, I'd say. So, okay, now the right side paint is not in as good a condition. Little more surface rust down at the bottom, and but the running or the running board is straight again, and nothing noticeable. Gosh, I even took them off carefully. And on the other side, again, extremely light surface rust. Considering that they're 90 years old, and I don't know what more you'd expect from them. Certainly, they look good to me. They would need work to go on a nice street rod, but pretty easy stuff. And most of these parts are available from the Model A restoring shop. So you get the rubber, you can get the glue, and whatever else you need. So I'll put these away, and we'll look at the fenders next. So here we have the rear fenders. I've clamped them together down at the bottom, just to make a comparison of the distances and whether they match up, and they're pretty close. They seem to be all right. Moving up, the rust is again surface rust. I see nothing that looks like cancer. I see one about a 3-inch long tear right here, right in that thing, easily welded, I believe. And there is on the outside, and it can be seen. The other side looks really good. Really good. The taillight mount, not the actual taillight, is still on the car, or on the fender. We'll see that in a second. I'll turn them around, and we'll have a better look at them. You can see they're going to need work, I would say out here, it looks to me like it's flared out a little bit compared to the other side. Maybe it's that whiteness there, I don't know. But plan on a little body work for these to make them really decent. Nothing, considering they're really Henry steel, they're pretty thick. I could make them if I needed to know, but anyway, here we are. Next side, over. Rear fenders are still clamped together. I didn't bother unclamping them. That makes it a little more convenient to move them around. You can see probably the original Henry Ford paint down there. Kind of polished it out a little bit, but not much. There's the taillight mount. You need an original mount. Pretty well covered in house paint. God, that's terrible stuff. Anyway, there's the bottom ends. They are pretty good. You get this side again. This side on the right fender, that's kind of lumpy, and I think it'll need some work. But just along, a section, 14, 15-inch section there. The other side looks good from here, the dock side. But again, need a body man to make these judgments. I am not a body man, and I don't even play one on television. So that's it for those. Another piece of sheet metal to show you. I would call this a rear body cover. Seems to go between the body and the frame at the back end. As you can see, well, you may not be able to see, this is a spare tire mount. And the holes on the spare tire mount line up directly. Need 3 hands. anyway, they line up directly with the mount there. Then that fits down, or maybe up, as the case may be, so that the spare tire is there and the back is covered. Now, you can tell, you can't, no rust to speak of, surface rust, but nothing serious. Little, look like quarter 20 nuts, captured nuts, held on the body, maybe by weld, not sure. Anyway, those have broken off apparently, and yeah, they'll need a little WD-40 and elbow grease to get them out of there. The part seems straight. I see no problems with it. Looks like a good usable part. No worries.